Hi everyone, my name is Monique.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we're going to give you a sneak preview of a game coming to Kickstarter called Almanac, The Dragon Road. And it's a game designed by Scott Almes and published by Kolossal Games. You may already be familiar with Scott Almes from some of his previous titles. He's designed the Tiny Epic series, he did Harbor or Acclaim. And now he's giving a new spin on the whole worker placement genre with his new game where players are travelers who are traversing the Dragon Road by way of this game booklet.
Right. And so basically what we're going to do today is give you a brief overview of how the game is played. We're also going to play 2 full rounds of the game. We don't want to play any more than that just so that we don't spoil anything for you guys. But before we get started on that, I do want to bring to your attention that the materials in this game, this is all prototype. And so some of it may be different from the final end product.
Great. And without further ado, if you would please direct your attention to the center of the table here, we have the said game booklet. Now, a full game of Almanac is played over 6 rounds, and each round is a different location in this book. I believe the book comes with 17 locations total,
Yep.
so every game is going to be very different.
Correct.
Each game starts in location number 1, which is the outpost, and this is sort of the worker placement board. Now, each location in this book has different placement rules, depending on the location that you go to. That's what kind of makes the gameplay unique.
Right.
And so I also want to mention that each player also has a screen in which you're going to be keeping all your stuff behind. We have our caravans, which are here, and our caravans will hold the goods that we acquire throughout the game. We each also have 3 starting meeples, which we'll be able to use as our workers, with 3 more behind our screens that we'll be able to earn throughout the game. And we also have 2 contracts in our hand, a little bit of gold, and whoever goes first will be assigned the guide token. And now the guide plays an important role in this game because the guide starts each location, or gets to go first, I should say, and gets to make all the fun, important decisions. So being guide is kind of cool.
Okay, so the overall gist of the game, like Monique said, is we are all traders, different traders, starting at the outpost and trying to make our way to the final location known as Dragon City. Along the way, what we're going to be trying to do is collect resources so that we can take those resources and either convert them into money or use those resources to satisfy contracts. Ultimately, the end goal of the game is to have the most fame points. And so having a combination of a lot of money as well as fame points through different tasks will allow you to be the number 1 most famous trader in all the land.
Hopefully. And so the way that the game is played is each round is broken down into 3 phases. You're going to first have the arrival phase, which happens right when you get to a location for the first time. You're going to resolve any kind of arrival abilities that people may have on their cards. You're going to lay out extra caravan cards that you're going to be able to buy as the round progresses in order to extend your initial caravan. And then you're going to read the lore that's associated with each location as well as the placement rules. And then after that's done, you go into the actions phase, which is where you're going to be doing the majority of your gameplay. And this is where you're going to be putting your workers out onto the board. Now the starting locations, the outposts, these are all different worker placement spots. And they're pretty straightforward. So there are 4 different types of goods. There's the yellow, blue, red, and green. And so these basic locations allow you to give a certain combination of those goods or allow you to receive them. So for example, this location here gives you 2 blue goods and a red one. And then they would just sort of come onto your caravan.
Yeah, and the caravan has a certain amount of capacity.
Yeah, a certain amount of capacity. Now you can extend that capacity by going to spaces that look like this with the wheel, and that will allow you to purchase one of the face-up caravan cards that you laid face up during the arrival phase, and this allows you to extend your caravan. Sometimes it gives you an extra meeple, and they always give you more space to hold goods. And then some of the locations allow you to complete your contract, like this one. Some allow you to sell goods back, which is how you can earn more fame or gold. And so it'll give you a certain price for a certain type of good. So this one is $3, 3 gold per yellow good that you sell this way. Or you can, alternatively, you can visit the shop. And the shop allows you to gain an extra good of your choice, or you can sell one type of good for $3 each, 3 gold each, excuse me. Or you can gain one of these shields. And the shield increases the strength of your overall caravan by 2, which will allow you to help defeat certain fights, I guess, during the encounters that that'll happen at the end of each location.
Correct.
So those are sort of the different general worker placement spots. Now, some locations might have other spots that we don't kind of see here,
Right.
and that'll be specific to the location, but this is kind of the overall gist of it. And then once everybody has run out of meeples by placing them all on the board, then the actions phase ends and we go into the end phase. The end phase is where you would retrieve all your workers back. We would bid for the guide. And so the way that works is it's a blind bid.
Right.
And whoever bids the most must pay the amount of the least bid.
Right. So if you bid 10 and I bid 5,
I would
Monique
win it.
would win it.
But I would have to pay 5.
Correct. She'd pay the lowest
price.
bid.
The lowest
and the
bid.
two-player game would be me.
And that person becomes a new guide, effective immediately. And then that guide will be able to make the decision as to which location to go to next. So each location has 2 options to it's like a fork in the road, and
Right.
the guide gets to decide which location to go to next. And after that, an encounter will happen. And these encounters may be good or bad, depending on what it says.
There's stuff we have to deal with.
And these are variable depending on the game. There are several of these that come with the game.
Correct.
And then that's a whole round. Then you go to the next location, do it all over again.
Right, and that next location will have a different set of rules for
Placement
worker
rules.
placement.
Yeah. So you do this 6 times, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most fame wins. And fame can be acquired via your caravan or your contracts, and you exchange your gold 1-to-1 for fame.
Yep.
That's the entire game.
Yep.
So if you would prefer to not kind of see more pages of this book, you don't want to be spoiled, then this may be a good stopping point for you. Otherwise, we are going to go ahead and start, and we're going to play 2 full rounds of this game.
All right, let's do it.
Cool?
Good.
Okay, so let's see who goes first. Ready? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I go first.
You go first.
So that means I get the guide,
That's not
and
good.
you get 2 additional gold.
I do get 2 extra.
So
bucks,
I'll
take
I have
2
10
bucks.
gold. He has 12.
I have 12 to work with here. Okay.
Okay, so like I said, we always start the game at the outpost as our first location. So we're gonna go right into the arrivals phase. Neither of us have any cards in front of us. Oops, let's put this one away. Neither of us have any cards in front of us that have any sort of abilities to resolve. So we'll skip that part of it,
Right.
and we will go straight into revealing caravan cards.
I guess you could have left.
So you always reveal enough caravan cards equal to the number of players.
Right,
So
so
in
we
this
have
case,
2.
it's 2. So these 2 are going to be purchasable during this round. So the price is at the top left corner. So this one costs 5 gold and 2 green goods.
Okay.
This one is 6 gold and 1 red and 1 green good. And what they will do is this one just gives you 16 fame points at the end of the game.
Okay.
Just straight points.
Right.
This one gives you 12 fame points, an extra meeple coming out, and a strength
A strength of 1.
of 1 added to your caravan that has a base strength
base
of 1
strength.
already.
That's right.
So that happens, and then now we read the lore of the location.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and read this. This is the outpost. It says the outpost is the trailhead of the perilous Dragon Road. Though a shadow of its former glory, the legendary guild artisans now call this place home. It is a common rite of passage for all new traders to visit the artisans in their huts and have a good night's rest before the long journey ahead.
Okay.
Wow, sounds perilous.
Okay, and then going back to it, the placement rules for this particular land and the outpost. Players can only place 1 of their workers in each of the 4 guild huts. So we cannot take 2 action spots in the same hut.
Right.
Okay.
So
Monique is first.
now we're going to go straight into actions. Yep. So I'm going to go first. And I think I'm going to go here for a 1 red and 1 green good. So I'm just going to grab that from over here.
So those are going to now go on one of the empty spaces on our caravan.
Yep. So now 1 red, 1 green good.
Yeah, to start, we have a capacity of 6. We can hold on to 6 goods.
Hold 6 goods.
Okay, so now that you went there...
But now I can no longer go anywhere in
She
this
can no longer go
hut.
in that area, exactly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and take 2 blue goods and place that on my caravan.
Awesome. Done?
Done.
All right. So I would like to... Oh, I can't go here anymore. So I'm going to go here and purchase this caravan.
Okay.
So it's going to cost me 6 gold. So I have 10 gold. If you can give me change, please.
Yes,
I need 4 change. And my red and green that I just acquired. So now I have this caravan extension card. I'm going to link to the back of my caravan.
Here's your change.
And it's going to give me 12 fame at the end, and I get this extra meeple usable immediately.
It's pretty good. Okay. So what I'll go ahead and do is go here and take the 2 yellows and a green. So I'll take a green and 2 yellows.
All right. Done?
Done.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go here for 2 blue and a red. I'm kind of building up my goods box here. So I have 2 red, 2 blue and a red.
Okay. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is with my last meeple, I'm going to go here and satisfy a contract.
Already?
So, yeah.
Feel
Okay,
behind.
so I'm going to play this contract here, and the cost is 2 yellow, a green, and a blue. So here's my 2 yellow, my green, and a single blue. And so now this is going to give me an ongoing effect. Each of my guards provides an additional 1. So remember when we talked about the guards, about dealing with encounters? It'll give me 1 extra, but I have to have a guard in order for that to kick in.
Right, so these are guards. Guards are shields, and you can acquire them by going to these shops, so we don't have any to begin with. So until he gets one of these, that power, I guess.
It's kind of useless, but this is worth 27 fame points.
Yes,
so
that's nice.
Pretty nice.
27 fame points seems
take
like a lot. All right, and so you're up.
I'm done. Yeah.
People, so I have this last one where I can basically go anywhere here.
You must go there.
Yeah, I must go there. So I'm gonna go here for 1 red and 1 yellow. 1 yellow, 1 red. Good. Bam, bam.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
And so we are all out of meeples. So we're done with this actions phase. We're gonna go into the end phase. So collect all your people.
Okay.
Your hard workers. And then we are going to bid for guide.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So we're going to secretly put a certain amount of money in our hands. And then whoever bids the most
will
must
win.
Pay the lower amount.
Yes, but you pay the lower amount. Exactly.
Ready?
Yep. 1, 2, 3. 2.
3.
3. Okay, so I keep my money, and Monique must pay 2 to the bank.
I must pay 2 to the bank.
But she gets to go first.
So now I get to maintain the guide,
Mm-hmm.
and I get to make the decision as to where we're going to go to next, which is the interesting part of the game, right? So we can either go to the Cloud Monastery or to the Razorbeak Canyon.
Okay.
So it says that in the Cloud Monastery, it says you have to respect the solitude of this holy place by keeping a distance from your fellow travelers. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
And according to this key, the most abundant good to sell, I suppose, like these selling spots are
Right.
blue, followed by red and yellow, and then the most abundant goods to acquire is
It's
green,
green.
followed
Okay.
by yellow and red.
Gotcha. So kind of teeter-totters.
It teeter-totters.
Right.
In the Razorbeak Canyon, it says, carefully negotiate the perilous bridges of this popular tourist spot. So that's going to have some bridges associated, I suppose.
Okay.
And like we said earlier, the most valuable goods to sell are the green, followed by yellow and red, and the most abundant is blue.
Okay.
So where do we want to go? Now I have a lot of blue and red,
Mm-hmm.
so it might be nice to be able to sell them. So maybe we'll go to the Cloud Monastery.
Okay, so the Cloud Monastery is page 2.
Page 2, but before we turn the page, we're going to now have an encounter. So each round ends with an encounter before you start into the next location. And so there's an encounter deck right here. It's labeled A through E. The A encounters, there are several encounter cards per letter.
Right.
And you just choose one, per letter per game and
randomly.
stack them that way. I believe they're easier probably in the beginning.
Okay.
And you just flip over the top one and do what it says. So there are different types of encounters. There are fight encounters, which it looks like this is. So this is a mole, a gigantic mole.
Very big.
And it says, the road beneath you rumbles and the largest mole you have ever seen bursts forth from the dirt below. It is not the biggest creature you have ever encountered, but those teeth are sharp and you must be careful.
Okay.
So it says, starting with the guide, which is me, we must fight this mole. This is
Okay.
mandatory.
Yes.
Some cards are optional
Right.
to fight, but this one looks like it's mandatory.
Okay.
So for the fight cards, it shows a shield value or a strength value of this mole. And so this mole is a strength of 2. And my strength is also a 2 because it's 2 of these, it's whatever, all the shields visible
right.
combined.
Okay.
So what happens is there is a fight die. It looks like this, and it's numbered 0 to 3 and a face with an X.
Right.
And so whenever you choose to fight, or if you have to fight, you're going to roll this fight die. And whatever the value, which is a 2, it gets added to whatever your strength is. And if you can meet or exceed that number, then you win. So I rolled the number, and so I guess my cumulative strength is a 4. So I beat this mole. And it says, if I defeat the dire mole, I gain 2 goods of the same type. Now we're going to the Cloud Monastery, so it looks like blue is going to be nice and valuable. So let's get some blue. 2 blue goods.
Very good.
And then now Naveen must do the same.
Okay, good luck to me. Let's see.
Good luck.
3. Okay, so 3 plus 1, 4. Again, I
So
also
you defeated them all.
defeated them all.
You get two goods of the same type.
Maybe we will. I'll go with 2 yellow.
2 yellow.
Yes.
Interesting. And it says if we had lost this fight, which seems like it would have been pretty difficult to lose.
Yeah.
You know, you have to discard a good. So this kind of went a little easy on us.
Kind of allows you to get some more goods.
And now we are going to go to our location, which is the Cloud Monastery.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of another turning point. If you choose to not explore further in the book, then we will catch you later.
Yes.
But otherwise, we're going to go. So it says turn to the second location. Wow. Look at that. So this is the Cloud Monastery. It's pretty. So to start the round, what we're going to do is we're going to do the arrival phase. Does that say anything upon arrival?
No.
Okay, usually it's the contracts. Yep. It's usually the contracts that'll say, like, upon arrival, you get this or that, but that doesn't happen here. So now we're going to discard this, and I'm going to deal out 2 new caravans for this round. Here we go. So this caravan is 5 gold, costs 5 gold, and 2 blue goods, but it gives you 1 strength, 1 meeple, and it looks like 11 fame.
Yeah, 11 fame.
Yeah, which is nice. This is 7 gold, cost 7 gold, a blue, and a yellow good, but that's 1 strength, 1 meeple, and 13 fame. So a little bit more expensive, but more fame in the end. Cool?
Cool.
And so now we are going to read about the Cloud Monastery. So would you care to read?
Sure. High up in the mountains, you enter the Cloud Monastery, home to the devout monks of the Forgotten Cloister. Yeah, the monks value solitude and expect their visitors to do the same. As you visit the different buyers and sellers, you must keep your distance from your fellow workers to avoid offending your hosts.
We have to keep our distance.
So let's see what the placement rules in a 2-player game. Players cannot place workers orthogonally or diagonally adjacent. Orthogonally or
that was fancy. So we can't place our workers orthogonally or diagonal adjacent to our own workers.
Where we are, yeah.
So it looks like if I place there, I cannot.
Correct.
Wow. I can't place.
Yeah, you better be careful.
Anywhere here.
Wow.
That's tough.
That is tough.
It's interesting. Otherwise, in a non-2-player game, it says you just cannot place workers orthogonally adjacent, so diagonally is okay.
That makes sense in 2-player.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're trying to make it a little bit tighter. And so it says for setup, we're going to shuffle the 4 letter tokens and place them face down on the spaces to the right. So here are the 4 letter tokens, and it looks like I have to put them face down in the spaces here. I don't know what they say on the opposite side, so we'll discover that. It says after a player places a worker on a letter space, which are these 2, they gain 1 random letter token and place it face down in their play area. So they may look at the letter token at any time. Letter tokens may be delivered during the arrival phase when entering the location indicated on the token.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a location stated back here.
Gotcha.
And then upon arrival of that location, if you get there, I guess, if you're the guide and you choose to go there, then you can discard this token and it'll give you 12 gold.
Oh, that's interesting because then you want to be in control of this token.
Right. It's in your best interest to
be
try
able to get there.
To get to that location. So if you don't go to a location, that's just wasted. Right? So it also says you can reference the map on page 1 of the rules in order to determine your path. Okay.
Right, that makes sense.
And so that's it. So we're going to go into actions.
Right,
and starting with me because I'm the guide. I'm going to go here because it's going to be kind of tough as we kind of go up there to not place in those surrounding vicinity. So I'm going to complete a contract. So I'm going to complete this one. The Blood and Bone Weapon Alliance. Wow.
Jeez.
That sounds aggressive.
That is
so
very aggressive.
It costs 2 red, a blue, and a yellow.
Okay.
And it says, each of my guards provide an additional strength, just like yours. And it gives me 27 fame. So we're pretty much leveled in terms of this contract.
Right. Okay.
Your turn.
Very good. I think I'm going to go dead center right over here and get 1 of everything. So 1 blue, 1 yellow, and 1 red.
Nice.
Red, blue, and a yellow. Okay.
Good?
I am good.
I think I'm just going to go straight over here.
Okay.
And this is to sell the blue goods. I can sell them each for 4 gold.
Correct.
So I have 1, 2, 3.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to sell all 3 of them for 12 gold.
Okay, so
we're making some
5,
money.
10, 11, 12.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the shop here.
Ooh.
And at the shop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell...
So at the shop, he can either gain 1 good of his choice.
Right.
He can sell all of one type of good for 3 gold each.
Yeah.
Or he can gain a guard.
Correct.
The guard is that shield that we're
Yeah, so I'm going to actually... I think I want to get some money here. So I'm going to sell all 3 of these yellow. So 3 times 3, we're going to get 9 gold.
9 gold.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 10 and give change. So
Nice.
5, 10, and give 1 back. And that's the end of that turn.
Done?
Mm-hmm.
I think I will go here to get 2 green... 2 green and a yellow.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's just get this yellow and 2 green.
greens.
Awesome. Thank you.
Slide these down here just a little bit. All right, done with your action. This is my last meeple, and so I'm going to go here, and that's going to allow me to buy a caravan. So I'm going to buy the 2 blues because that's what I got.
And
over here.
2 blues and 5 gold.
And $5.
Oh, it's gonna get you another meatball.
It's going to get me another action. Yeah. So
nice.
I'm just going to lay this down right here. Okay, in the interest of space. In my caravan, and so I get 1 extra meeple to come out.
Wow, you get another turn.
Yeah, and so this will be worth 11 points at the end, and it also gives me an extra shield for encounters.
Cool. I'm just gonna go over here and sell. Let's just sell. I'm gonna sell these 2.
Okay.
For $6 because they're 3 gold each.
Right, so $6.
6. Thank you. And I am out of meeples.
Okay, and so I will go ahead and let's test out these little...
Oh, you get one of those things.
I'll take this one.
It's a letter token.
It is, yeah.
Since we're not going to go there, do you want to share where? Oh, no, don't say. Let's not spoil the book.
I won't say. Yeah, I won't say where I'm going.
Are you done with your...
Yeah, that was it. That was my 4th one.
All right, so that's it. We go into end phase. So let's collect our meeples, although this doesn't matter a whole lot since we're stopping here. Okay. But let's bid for a guide for fun.
Okay.
Let's see how much you're going to bid. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Here you go.
6.
5.
Wow.
All
right, so I have to pay 5 then because
5.
she... Wow, that's a good
bid.
You
undercut me.
That's a good bid, though. That's like that's exactly where you want to be.
Yeah, I guess that is where you want to be.
Yeah.
So you paid the
what
max.
you were willing to pay, and then it's right 1 away from me.
Okay, so you are the guide.
I'm the guide.
You get to choose where to go.
Wow.
So we're not going to show these, but he would then choose which location to go to next.
Yeah, so...
And then you want to skip that and go straight to
I'll
an
skip
encounter?
that, but I would like to do this one. Okay, yeah. Right.
And so your encounter is... Oh no. So this is another type of encounter, which is interesting. So in this example, the guide, it's a scenario, and the guide would get to choose what happens next. The guide rolls a die, and everybody else playing is at the mercy of whatever the guide chose and rolled.
Gotcha.
So this one says, you hear cries of help ahead of you. You pull the wagons up faster and see an unlucky traveler being devoured by a giant flower. Oh. Wow. Do you risk your neck helping him or help yourself to his dropped pack?
Ooh.
Are you going to fight the flower or do you want to search the pack?
I would like to search the pack. He's a goner.
So had he chosen to fight the flower, then we would roll the fight die and do the fight like we did earlier.
Correct.
But because Naveen chose to search the pack, he rolls a 6-sided die.
Okay, which I have here.
And then depending on the number is what happens to all of us.
Okay, so if I roll a 1, no effect.
Nothing happens.
He has nothing in his pack.
Yeah.
If I roll a 2 through 5, every player is going to gain 5 gold. Or if we roll a 6, everybody's going to get 7. So this is kind of win-win for everyone, except if we roll a 1. A 4. Okay, so everyone is going to gain
5 gold.
5 gold. It's 5 for me and 5 for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that is...
Sorry, traveler.
That's it. That is how a game of Almanac is played.
Yeah,
we played 2 rounds, so it's a little taste.
Yeah.
The full game is 6 rounds, just so you know. But if you enjoyed this or kind of are interested in what this game can offer, the Kickstarter goes live on January 9th. So be sure to check it out once it goes live. And be sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to see more videos like this. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye.